across to me is how much they've all missed it, you know.
Yeah.
When are we getting back? Do you know?
Well, it's a way of life for people, isn't it?
It is.
I've realised that even more, obviously, coming back to Hull, after spending a little bit of time away in terms of playing football away. Obviously, I'm from Hull. I used to come back every weekend when I was actually up in Fleetwood. Obviously, it's not too far. But obviously, coming back and being around Hull on a daily basis, like, obviously, I never used to get recognised in Fleetwood because Fleetwood's not that big, but you come back to Hull, and obviously being from Hull, playing for Hull, so many people want to stop you in terms and just speak about football, which is so nice because you actually realise how much it means to people, one, and two, probably even more so because of how much they've missed it. As opposed to, I'm not saying people wouldn't stop and want to speak about it anyway, but I think it's even more enhanced just because it's been that vacant for that many people for so long.
I mean, you think, Lou, we've got members in their 80s, so they've been supporting this club for over 70 years. Can you believe that? Over 70 years. They know everything about anybody who's ever played, what game.
So for that to be taken away from them for, like you said, between 16 and 18 months, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And then obviously with them wanting to return, but obviously having other concerns about actually wanting to come back in a stadium full of people must be devastating for them.
My wife and I didn't leave our house for 15 months.
Wow.
Only the garden, back garden. Nobody came in our house. Our son stayed in London, didn't see our grandchildren, you know.
Yeah, it's been
That's
tough.
Just the way
It's been very, very tough for everyone.
And thank God for iFollow.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, thank God for technology.
Yeah.
It's just not the same, is it? My old man's the same.
It's not the same.
Got my old man an iPad for one Christmas because he's a fruit and veg man, my dad.
I know, I see him.
So he sits in his, he doesn't go home. I say to my mum all the time, why does Dad not go home for a sleep after he's been up early? So he likes to just have a kip in his van. So I thought, what can I get him for in his van where he can sit there and chill out like in the afternoon? So I got him an iPad. So he'll stick Netflix on. I linked my account up to his thing.
Yeah.
And he watches all the Netflix. Obviously, he watched the iFollow on his iPad, but Dad's been to watch me all over the country. And I said it's resulted to him watching me on an iPad in his van, and he was just like, it's not the same, son.
No.
So he was here the other day, and he was like, even though he was useless for the first half, he was buzzing to see us back in here.
I give your dad a 10-to-1 winner.
Did you?
About 8 years ago, I had a horse called the Tiddly Tadpole, and I told him it would win that day.
Yeah, and it won.
And it did.
Yeah,
it
happy
did,
days. I'll remind him of that.
It
I'll
did,
say you a drink out of
the
it.
The Tiddly Tadpole,
yeah.
I believe after a few months that football grounds and theatres will be absolutely heaving.
Yeah. I think, one, because everybody will get to the stage where they're like, I honestly miss it that much. And two, I think obviously the more events that go ahead in terms of the stadiums being full, the theatres, the concerts and all the rest of it, I think they'll get to a stage where they know how to manage it properly, because without doing it again, without getting them full again, how do you know which is the best way to deal with it? Sure. So I think almost, they had these pilot events, didn't they, where they sort of like tried and tested certain ways. Hopefully by the end of, say, in a couple of months, they've cracked it. Obviously all the authorities, the people here, they'll have a procedure in place where everybody can come and everybody can feel safe no matter what stage they're at without obviously how many concerns they've got over the pandemic. So you'll be able to have chats in person with people instead of having to phone them 5,000 times. There's some amount of phone calls, Paul.
I won't even know who they are.
Yeah.
I know voices.
They'll come up to you and they'll be like, this is the fellow who rang me 20 times, you don't want to speak to me now. And you'll be like, well, it's because I don't recognise you.
Yeah, it's strange.
Yeah.
It's absolutely strange, yeah. And people have said to me, next time we have, back at our first meeting, which I think is September the 5th, I'll buy you a pint. And about 100 people have said that.
You'll have to just get them to say, this pint's for Paul, just stick it in there. You'll have about 20 pints waiting for you at the bar.
Yes. It's been very nice.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's done me some good as well, because it's a long time to sit around your house.
Yeah, of course it is. I must
have read about 1,000 books, you know.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
Almost at the same time, so you're the one helping everybody else, but keeps you occupied.
Gone both ways.
Yeah, of course it has. Yeah, of course.
Ways, yeah. I mean, there's a member who sat in the East Stand and lost his mate.
Right, okay.
Said, I can't go anymore, I've got nobody to go with. So we've had his seat moved. So he's sitting next to us, me and my wife.
Because like you say, someone who's probably used to going with one of the pals for that many years,
he's gone now, yeah.
They'd be like, well, that's it, I'm not that was mine and his Saturday or mine and her Saturday. They won't ever want to try and recreate that.